Hi, everybody. This is Doug Powers Jr. It is the 23rd of August. I am regretfully making this video. It's kind of like a video letter to my beloved grandma, Granny. Granny, she was always upbeat and quick with the words, but what I love most about Granny is whenever I would come in from West Virginia, her and Papa would come pick me up, and I would just get to spend a lot of time with them and my cousin Crystal, and that weekend was the highlight of my weekends whenever I'd come down for a visit. And Granny, you're always gonna be loved. You're always gonna be missed and never forgotten. I promise you. You have my heart. My heart goes with you. And now you're up there with Peepaw again. And he can love on you. And this time he can pinch you with these toes instead of me. I miss that time when I was younger and Grandpa would pinch me with these toes. And Granny was always famous for spitting her cheeks. So, but Granny was just a very loving Granny. She had totally faith in me, even though I was in a wheelchair. In Granny's eyes, I could do anything. She would say, "You just have to keep working at it. Make people recognize you for you and not the chair." So Granny was she always loved kissing you on the mouth. Even our grandsons, we'd try to turn away and she'd grab our face and pinch our cheeks and kiss us on the mouth anyway. So we all had to endure Granny doing that to us because she said we were never too old or too young to kiss Granny on the lips, and Granny was right. Granny was a very affectionate Granny with her grandkids, and luckily, before Granny died, I finally had 3 daughters, Caitlin and Alicia and Olivia. And when we'd come down from Kentucky or wherever me and my ex-wife lived at the time, the girls started talking, and I taught them how to say their last name, which is Powers. So Granny, we took them into the her nursing home room, and she just thought that was the coolest thing that they could say their last name. She'd have them say, Granny would ask them, "Who are you?" And they say, "We're Powers girls." And that would just light Granny up. So may Granny be loved forever. Sorry, getting choked up here. And I know we'll see Granny again someday. So, God rest your soul. And that big heart. Excuse me. She had a very big heart. And something that they used to do whenever I'd come down for a visit was they would take me to church. And then from church, we'd go to Target's. Granny and Peepaw had this thing. It was kind of like a tradition with me, because when I was really in my younger years and early teenage years, I was stereo crazy. So Grady, people would always buy me a better stereo every time they seen me. And I will never forget that time that this is about Granny and Papa. Papa knocked me into the river because he was playing with me, and I was sitting on the riverbank out at my dad's house, and he patted me on the back, and I just got done working out, so I was in a sweat uniform. It was gray, and he patted me on the back, and suddenly the manual wheelchair they had me in started to roll downhill. Well, I ended up in the White River. And the only thing I could do was my shirt was all in my face, so I managed to unbuckle the seatbelt, and that was a task too. Let me tell you, underwater, I managed to kick my feet up, and my dad and my brother grabbed me, and Granny and Papa, he was so worried. And that was just one highlight. And we had a blast whenever I'd come in for the visits. And I will never forget Granny and Crystal. Granny would sit down with me and Crystal. She'd play Go Fish with us, or Old Maid and Candyland. So even, Granny was always playing with me and Crystal whenever I'd come in and visit for the weekend or however long we was in there. So, Granny, God rest your soul. You got your love back, and you even got some old family relatives up there in the sky. So it's bye for us now, but we all know we'll see you again someday, because we're gonna be so ready to see you when that time comes for us too. So God bless you. This is my letter/video to my grandmother, because I'm just too big of a dude to for my family to come pick me up and take me to the funeral. So if this is the last thing I do, it's for you, Granny. Love you, and I'll see you later.